So I'm going to try to do a couple more tests before I do these long runs on this tank because I don't want to screw it up. So this is still the 16 gauge coupons that I have. I did buy a whole bunch of ERS. What is this? This is ERS 76, which is fine. This is a 1/16 of an inch diameter, and when I was doing some practice welds, it seems like it was too thick. So in some of the kits that I bought when I bought my welder, I got some 045 wire, which this seems like it's probably better suited for this thickness of material. So I'm going to try some tests here. I got a couple more coupons that I can use. I'm going to be welding at 65 amps and 20 CFH for the gas. I want to see how well this goes. And if it goes better with this smaller wire, I'm going to order a bunch of wire before I weld that entire tank and possibly screw up all that metal. So let's see how this test comes out. Well, here's that weld. I don't know if I'm getting too much heat in here, if this is normal. I was at 65 amps. So with the smaller filler rod, this felt a lot better. It didn't seem like it was balling up the rod. And I got decent penetration on the back, so this would seal that joint. So I think I have a bunch of these. So that I can at least tack up the rest of my project before I actually weld it. But I think I'm gonna get some of the thinner filler rod for this project because I have a whole pile of drawers and doors and other things at 16 gauge that I gotta weld. So doing more research on how to try to weld properly, I think I didn't tack enough places. If I try to weld this, what'll happen is this seam will either buckle or cause a gap. So what I'm going to do is now go around and do at least another one all the way in between here, and then on the underside there's actually a little bit, see if you can see it right here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. There's just a slight separation there. That's where I couldn't clamp, so I'm going to go down this whole seam, and I'm going to go at least one more in between every one of these, hold this together because I don't want it to get all screwed up before I fully weld it. So I'm going to tack all that together now with this smaller filler rod. Okay, so I added more tacks on each side. These are actually welded from the bottom, but you can see I added tacks all the way in the bottom, about every inch. Extra tacks all the way around the side. So I'm going to order some more wire, and then I can go and weld these all the way around. Okay, so the next thing I'll tack up is the coolant tank front face. So I'm going to have two of these trim pieces. I actually got them curved for the top. So they're going to sit on here like that. All right, so one on either side. So I'm going to tack these in place, because then I'm going to have to weld at least probably all the way down here. So this looks nice and smooth, and I'll grind that smooth so it looks nice when I get it powder coated. And then I'll fit it to the tank. So here's what I got done at the end of today. So the tank is all tacked. The drawer front is all tacked. So this is just slid on right now. Once I weld everything and I weld this whole piece out, I'm going to weld this. I'll do a couple stitch welds on each side just to hold it in place, but I'm not going to weld this on here until I've fully welded this, let it cool, and I'll put water in it, make sure it doesn't leak. That would be a big bummer. I would hate to have it leak on this side after I welded this on. So once that's good, then I'll weld it all together. One thing I forgot to design into was some kind of drain hole, which I think what I'll do is I'll put one on the back somewhere. And then these baffles, they'll drain a little bit, but I'll have to figure out a good way, because I'm going to have to drain it and fill it.